Okay, so the funniest thing just happened. Um, I got the camera set up, but the way it works is my phone is essentially laying on, on essentially a TV. So I got the camera set up and I just pressed record right away. So all you see is like 4 seconds of a black screen. So I deleted that right away. So take two. Good morning, happy Friday, everyone. Let's get to my low Muhammad comments because there's so much to talk about, especially with the fact that Hot Ones is back next week. Yes. Okay. So, what's my low? It was cold yesterday. Very cold. Ridiculously so. Cold I can handle, but the wind. The wind. Oh, the wind be a harsh mistress. But for real. Yeah, so it was cold yesterday. My high was a friend of mine's kid actually. Well, here's the thing. I was busy yesterday, so I couldn't go to this, but Horseheads had like a wrestling dual meet at the middle school, specifically the girls team, and a friend of mine is a kid who wrestles on that team, and their kid did really well. So that was nice to hear. Real pick-me-up even. And let's see, what's my act of kindness? I did something for my mom yesterday. Nothing, it really wasn't much, but it's something that remains personal, if that makes sense. So, with all that taken care of and out of the way, Hot Ones is coming back next week. I'm excited. And first of all, shout out to the good folks at First We Feast, Sean Evans, Chris Schoenberger, Camera Guy Bill, all the amazing people who work on Hot Ones. Shout out to you guys. You know, it's very clear at this point, you guys are locked in. You're very dedicated to what you do. And my hope is that you had a very wonderful and hopefully relaxing holiday season. Hope you got some time off. Hope you're able to recharge your batteries. Hope you're able to do all that. And, I mean, if nothing else, Sean looks like he got well rested because, I mean, it's Sean Evans. I mean, he really is one of the best, cornermen in the game. He really is. He's not the best cornerman in the game. Unfortunately, I've never got to see it in person because I've never been at I want to, but okay. Now I'm joking aside. So, and he starts with the usual pleasantries. Hi, Hot Ones fans. Hope you all had a great holiday season, which I did. Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate the kind words. See, he actually took the time to say that, he hopes that we all had a great holiday season. Not many hosts do that anymore. You know that? Okay. So, I will say, when I saw the list at first, I mean, the Bon Beyond Insanity and the Last Day After Armageddon, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be on there forever, probably. But to see Hot Ones Pickled Garlic Sriracha and the Hot Ones Sweet Scotch Bonnet Tropical Amarillo again, I thought they only came out with those for, last year because, it's been, 10 years on the internet. But no, both those sauces are here to stay for the foreseeable future. Come to think of it, between the Last Dab, Hot Ones Pickled Garlic Sriracha, the sweet Scotch Bonnet Tropical Amarillo, all the variations of the classic, all the variations of Los Calientes, and the original Hot Ones hot sauce, Fiery Chipotle, it really could be possible for the good folks at Hot Ones to make a 10-wing gauntlet using nothing but hot sauces that they make. In fact, that would be interesting to see. However, there's a reason why they get like, you know, people who make their own hot sauce, like companies that make their own hot sauce, or people that have been doing it forever. Because for one thing, it supports small business. It supports small businesses. It supports local, which is awesome. Shout out to the good folks over at First We Feast for that. And it gives us, names from places that we wouldn't expect. Like in the past, there have been hot sauces from, Minnesota, or Australia, or Ecuador, or like from all over the world, and we get to see that on the show. So, for the record, First We Feast and Hot Ones not only supports small businesses and supports local, and they give you I'll be a very brief showing of different cultures and styles of all over the world, how they do hot sauce. Like, it's like, I want to be like, First We Hot Ones, like, I hope you guys appreciate what we do for you. Don't worry, First We Feast and Hot Ones. We appreciate it. Well, I appreciate it at least. I cannot speak for everyone else, because that's I can't do that. What I can do, however, is go over what I think of this new gauntlet for season 29. Now, first sauce is Micro Saucery's Pico Peppers Garlic Delight, which use 4 kinds of garlic. Okay, I think it was like dehydrated, fresh, fried, roasted. Listen, I love garlic. In fact, I would dare say garlic is probably my favorite ingredient of all time. Really and truly. So, in fact, it's not the first time First We Feast and Hot Ones ever had a garlic sauce to start off the gauntlet. The Hot Ones classic garlic Fresno. That was garlic. Speaking of garlic, remember when I told you that they brought back the pickled garlic sriracha and the sweet Scotch bonnet tropical amarillo? At the end of season 28, those 2 sauces were sauce number 3 and sauce number 6 respectively. However, for this season, they moved a spot. So instead of the pickled garlic sriracha being number 3 last season, it's now the 2nd sauce. And instead of the sweet Scotch bonnet tropical amarillo being the 6th sauce, it's now the number 5 sauce. Which I'm like, oh no, they actually found sauces that were hotter? Technically, yes, but also they moved those 2 sauces up 1. Meaning, they're really gonna rev up the heat from the very beginning. Which I'm actually really glad Sean explained that, because I never would have thought that otherwise. Again, thank you, Sean Evans, for your very detailed explanation. Thank you. Okay, so, yeah, the first 2 sauces are garlic-based. Awesome. And sauces 4 and 5 are newcomers. There's Quentin's white hot mustard sauce, which I like mustard sauce. Mustard can be very spicy. In fact, fun fact, it's actually in the same family as both horseradish and wasabi. Yeah, it is. So there you go. Mustard is naturally spicy. White hot. That's if you say anything's white hot, that means it's as hot as it goes. If you take chemistry and stuff like that, you probably the blue flame is the hottest, which technically it is. If it's white hot, though, yeah, that's pretty hot. And Smokin' Dragon smoked habanero and peach. I love the flavor combination there, habanero and peach. Here's the thing: if you don't know, a lot of fruits are able to pair well with each other. I mean, I'm sure you've probably seen the classic, cherries and pineapple. You see that in like a ham, like that, like you see that. But habaneros and mangoes and peaches all have affinity with each other. I mean, how often do you hear like something that's flavored peach mango? There's a reason for that. Because peaches and mangoes pair very well with each other. Mangoes and habaneros. I mean, the mango habanero wings at Buffalo Wild Wings they have. That's mango habanero. That mangoes and habaneros pair well together. So in theory, habaneros and peaches should also pair very well together. I think. But that's very interesting. Again, much like the pickled garlic sriracha, the sweet Scotch bonnet tropical Amarillo, that also moved up one. Then the sixth one is a homegrown hell sauce leopard. Okay, and it would appear that I spelled leopard wrong. I don't mean to spell some things wrong, just I type fast. Okay, and the next one is Funky's Hot Sauce Factory, Nirvana, which I love the name because it's very misleading. Because if anyone's ever told you what Nirvana is, that's not the band from the 90s. It's basically like you reach that existence of like pure peace and bliss and like you're good. I get the feeling like the name Nirvana was meant to lure people into a trap because it's a hot sauce. So yeah. But as Sean Evans says, this sauce, it's meant to get you ready for what you could never be ready for, which is the Bomb Beyond Insanity. I mean, listen, again, like I said earlier, the Bomb Beyond Insanity, that's not going anywhere. It's really, I don't think they'll ever get rid of that sauce. I get the feeling like they would get rid of the last dab before they ever got rid of the bomb. That's how, like, from season, the bomb has been there since like season 2. And it remains at its number 8 spot to this very day. I mean, I need to go back to the early season. I mean, listen, I'm not 100% knowledgeable on the show. I only remember so much. I remember the bomb, I think, might have been number 1, but might have been like number 10 once upon a time. Evidently, the car beeping out there thought I was wrong about that. Okay, Mr. Carr, I'm not going to argue with you. So, where was I? Right, the Bomb Beyond Sanity. That's not going anywhere. That's staying right where it is. There you go. Now we get to Butterfly Bakery Smoked Serrano Squash Reaper X. Meaning, okay, so, to my knowledge, actually that's not true. I think once they've done Pepper X, a sauce that has Pepper X in it in the 9th spot before. But this is probably the first time they've done that in a while. I mean, smoked Serrano squash. I imagine they probably mean butternut squash. Because, butternut squash is... Remember, except for the Bomb Beyond Sanity, these sauces were built, obviously, to be hot, but also consist of good flavor. You want to be able to enjoy the flavors of these sauces. And then you suffer from intense pain. Because that's how hot sauce is supposed to work. I mean, smoked serranos, I know what they are. Reaper X. Oh, actually, that's 3 peppers mentioned here. Serranos, the Reapers, and Pepper X. Okay. And again, unless I heard it wrong, unless I'm reading this incorrectly, I believe the squash is meant to be like, butternut squash. So there you go. And then we get to the very end. Wing number 10, the one sauce to rule them all. It's the last Stab Thermageddon. Listen, it's the last Stab Thermageddon. I know what it is. any Hot Ones fans watching this video know what it is. I know for a fact Sean Evans and the good folks at First Week Feast know what that is. Yeah, it's the last dab. You know, this sauce really needs no introduction. In fact, the only reason why I'm giving it one is because one day I will probably have this sauce. And when I do, I'm like, remember, I said nice things about you. Oh my gosh. How funny would it be if I ever was, listen, am I ever going to be on Hot Ones? Probably not ever. But how funny would it be if I ever was on Hot Ones and, the editor, shout out to the editor of Hot Ones, takes old clips from videos such as this and they use them in that episode? How funny would that be? Oh God. It would make for good entertainment though. It would definitely make for good entertainment, I'll say that. Yeah, I'm really digging this list. Again, at first I was taken aback about the fact they moved the garlic sriracha and the tropical amarillo, but you know what? Sean Evans carefully explained why they moved them. And you know what? I buy the explanation. I like that. Yeah, it's definitely a combination of, some newcomers, some old favorites, returning veterans, but also Hot Ones themselves have firmly established themselves as being able to make really good hot sauces. And shout out to Kansas City for inventing the bomb beyond insanity. Should I give a... Because at the end of the reveal, they did a sneak peek of what next week's episode is going to be. And I could say who the guest is right now. However, if I did, that would spoil essentially the video I make next Tuesday. Wow, I get to make those videos again. I'm so happy I get to do it. It'll be the first Hot Ones guest of 2026. Oh, dude. That's going to be so cool. Okay, I'm really excited. More than that, I'm also excited for other things. I'm heading to a certain place later. I'll post that on social media later. Really excited. I'm busy. I gotta go. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to YouTube channel, find me on social media. As always, I'm very holidays video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for them. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. And remember, if you guys want to talk to anyone, be here to lend it. Always here back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.